Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 17th. Wow, it's already June 17th. Last day of school for a lot of our kids, which means that they will just continue doing what they've been doing for the last 3 months, just without the Zoom screens. Anyway, I have to give a lot of credit to all of our schools who did an incredible job trying to adapt and adjust to this new reality, which I'm sure is not easy. Just think of those of us who have children at home, how hard it is to get things done when you have children at home and to manage your affairs and to take care of their schooling, etc. But imagine those who are teaching school, teachers who have young children of their own, and how challenging it must be for them. So I think we have a special debt of gratitude and appreciation for all the teachers in our midst who have worked probably harder than they've ever worked before to make sure that our children are educated. We're going to appreciate all of our children, all of our graduates. As you saw the notice on Monday. Monday we're going to have a celebration here at Shul. Come by, you'll see the hours at 5:30, I believe. We're going to have an ice cream truck, a celebration. Come by, have an ice cream, say Mazel Tov, get your picture taken. Just a small way that we can acknowledge those who have accomplished so much. And everybody is welcome, everybody is invited. So it's just also a great opportunity to come to Shul, bring your mask, stay 6 feet apart, but we'll have some fun nonetheless. We're going to have our Gamora Shear tonight. We had to push it off from last night. I'll get to that in a minute. But we'll have the Gamora Shear right after davening. We're going to have it in person in the tent, but it will also be on Zoom for those who are not able to attend in person or those who are not yet comfortable to come in person. Please continue to contribute and participate in our virtual journal campaign, which is taking place right now, honoring Barbara and Andy Hutter and Yoni Glatt. Really, this is our biggest fundraiser for the year, and it's imperative, it's important that we keep our shul thriving, of course, and what a better way to do it than honoring such great people. So Barbara and Andy have been here from the very, very beginning, and of course Yoni's been with us for 10 years doing an excellent job. Please continue to daven for Refuah Shalema, for all those who need our prayers, particularly Mordechai ben Elka, Rabbi Zev ben Rickel Gittel Basara, Noah Alice Bat Lilach, Esther, Razel Basara, and all those who need our healing. The sponsor for today, Michelle and Bruce Berger, are sponsoring our Dvar Torah today. Today, Michelle is observing the yahrzeit for her father, the 26th yahrzeit. Wow, 26 years. Hard to believe. Her 26th yahrzeit for her father, Ernest Steiner, Yechiel Dov ben Avraham. His neshama should have an aliyah. Aside from being 26 years, I didn't know Michelle's father, but from what I understand, he was quite a history buff and also loved sports trivia. But I'll give you a piece of trivia that you didn't know. Everybody knows what a Lucas bag is. Everybody knows, when we travel, you need like a good solid bag to bring around with you to schlep all your stuff. So Lucas is way high up there. That Michelle's father, Ernest, was actually responsible for bringing Lucas bags here to America. He spent the majority of his life in his business in the luggage industry. So because of your father, Michelle, so we get to schlep our stuff in style. And again, may your father's neshama have an aliyah, and I'm sure that all of your great qualities, many of them come from him. Your ability to give of yourself to others, to be a role model, all the work that you've done for Golda Ak Academy over the years and for our community. So again, may his neshama have an aliyah, and may we celebrate Simchas here in Shul. Again, with the sponsorships are available, probably beginning next week. Again, I have a couple more open, but if you'd like to sponsor to honor someone, celebrate a birthday, a milestone, commemorate a yahrzeit, whatever it might be, and again, it's another way that you can support your shul during this time. The mission that I'm choosing today is actually something that I shared last night at a federation event, of which I was part of a panel. The topic was looking back and discussing racism in our country and what should the Jewish response to racism be. And it was very thought-provoking. The springboard for the entire conversation was a film that was done about Rabbi Joachim Prince, who was the rabbi of B'nai Abraham and quite the activist when the synagogue was in Newark. Later, of course, moved here to Livingston. But he was in the march in Washington. He spoke. He was together with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And I had never seen the film until this week. And I have to say it was very, very eye-opening. And of course, with the question of racial inequality and all the hot button issues that take place today. And I'll be honest with you that I was a little anxious about being part of this panel because I didn't know which way it would go. But ultimately speaking, I think it was very productive. And I think that also that we as an Orthodox community, we have to go out of our comfort zones, and we have to perhaps maybe go out of our way to set an example of what it means to be a model community. Because let's be honest, when anti-Semitic acts happen, we, the Orthodox community, are the most noticeable. And we might be the first to get it because we are so outwardly Jewish. We are so outwardly devout. We are always at services. So maybe we're the ones who are the subjects and the objects of a lot of anti-Semitism. If that's the case, then maybe we should be perhaps that much more sensitive to those who are also the objects and the subjects of any sort of discrimination. And part of the panel, and again, I disagreed with a lot of the things that other panelists said. They had an Orthodox rabbi, a conservative rabbi, a Reform rabbi, and a non-denominational rabbi. And those of you who know me know that I look forward to these because I think any opportunity that we could do something together as a Jewish community, even though we can disagree, I think that in and of itself is a model, because in today's world, you almost can't disagree with anybody. It's, I'm right and you're crazy. I'm right and you're a racist. I'm right and you're a bigot. Well, that's not the case. It could be, I'm right, I think I'm right, I'm entitled to my opinion, but you're also entitled to your opinion. But that doesn't mean that we can't converse, doesn't mean that we can't be on the same panel, doesn't mean that we can't have a conversation, and it doesn't mean that we can't be friends. So I think that, and again, I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know what it's like going forward, and I would love to have sort of a structure that in which we can function. And I mean, we certainly don't think that, you know, one whole group of people is bad. That's a horrible way. It's not a Torah way of thinking. And the Torah piece that I shared is the 6th Mishna in the 1st chapter of Perek Avos, when Yeshua ben Prachia says that you have to make yourself a teacher, you have to have a friend, but then he says, "V'hevei dan es kol ha'adam l'kaf sechus." You have to judge each and every person favorably. Now that's the literal translation. Dan es kol ha'adam l'kaf sechus. You have to judge each person favorably. I'll tell you a couple of points. First of all, it doesn't say, "Hevei dan es kol ha'yehudi l'kaf sechus." You have to judge every Jew favorably. No, kol ha'adam, every individual, every human, every person. Not only that, my Rebbe used to tell us that this is a b'diavad, meaning you shouldn't be judging in the first place. But if you have to judge someone, then you have to judge favorably. But if you look carefully at the wording of the Mishnah, it says, "Hevei dan es kol ha'adam." The literal translation of that is, you have to judge the entirety of the person. Kol ha'adam, all of the person. We think we know the answers to everything, but the truth is we have no idea what it's like to walk in another person's shoes. If you're going to judge someone favorably, look at everything that he has gone through. Look at every experience that he's been through. Look at all the challenges that that person has faced, which is something that you may have never faced. And if we look at that in its totality, maybe our opinion or our perception will be different. And it doesn't matter what color, what race, doesn't matter where a person comes from, whether a person is wealthy, whether a person has no money at all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether a person works in the police force, whether a person is just walking in the street. We have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt because we don't know where they've really been, and we don't know what they're really going through. And therefore, I look forward to going out of my comfort zone, because the truth is we're rather insular. We kind of deal only with each other. Now, again, I don't know what this is going to look like, but this experience for me was eye-opening. And given that I think that we're sort of at a watershed moment in the history of our country right now, and it behooves us to just espouse Torah values. Torah values is hevei dan es kol ha'adam l'kaf sechus. I'm not saying that this is a problem in our shul or in our community, and I've never seen it to be that way. But I think that we also are role models. And people look to us. They look to us to discriminate against us, but they also look to us for inspiration. They look to us to set the example for the rest of the Jewish community. And that's something that I think that we are equal to the task. And I look forward to leading that initiative. So I don't know if that recording will be available of that program that took place last night, or the film to be seen. But if you can get a hold of the film about Rabbi Prinz, really eye-opening. And I thank those who were very supportive of my taking part in this. And look, you know what? There's a lot that we have to do. And there's a lot we have to do internally, and there's a lot that we have to do externally. We'll figure out our priorities and our order of operations, but we will do it nonetheless. So, again, I want to thank Michelle and Bruce Berger for sponsoring our Torah today. Again, Michelle, your father's neshama, Yechiel Dov ben Avraham, should have an aliyah. We should only have simchas, good things, and set good examples for the entire community. Have a great day.